ones here on this stage. For we are here today to remember our ancestors and our responsibility to our descendants. The empty chair on the platform, draped with the Cherokee Nation flag, acknowledges and remembers our ancestors, their contributions and sacrifices that have made this day possible. This symbol reminds us of how much they are indeed still with us. The single rose reminds us of our responsibility to the many unborn generations. This symbolic remembrance was initiated by Chadwick Corntassel Smith on the occasion of his inauguration as Cherokee Nation Principal Chief on August 15, 1999. I also point out to you the eagle tail feather fan. The fan is a symbol of authority. The eagle tail fan presented to the Principal Chief on the occasion of his inaugural represents the passing of responsibility from one outgoing administration to the new, and a reminder of the sacred responsibility to our nation and our people. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the posting of the colors by the Cherokee National Color Guard. Color Guard.
Present, hump. Order, hump. Left, hey. Call half left, hump.
Thank you. Please be seated. At this time, I call to the podium, to our stage, the Cherokee National Youth Choir. Before we hear the voices of our National Youth Choir, under the direction of Mary Kay Henderson, I would like to remind everybody that there are Cherokee citizens and Americans, many who have given the ultimate sacrifice in distant lands, lands with names like Iraq and Afghanistan. And we have countrymen and we have fellow tribesmen whose lives are in peril at this time in our Gulf states. And I would ask that we would all bow our heads in a moment of silence as we remember and we ask for the blessings of the Almighty to save, to deliver, and to keep safe these precious souls. Ladies and gentlemen, the Cherokee National Youth Choir. John Ketcher is a former Deputy Principal Chief of the Cherokee Nation and a former member of our tribal council. And he comes forward today to deliver our invocation.
As it has been one of the top programs of the Cherokee Nation in preserving our Cherokee language, I hope you will bear with me as I give the prayer in Cherokee, and I will try to interpret. It is a dying language. We need to concentrate. As you saw our youngsters coming here this morning, they are involved in it. If there are any Cherokee speakers left, they will be carrying the load for the next few years. Maybe bow our head. Ogi tore, kalana ti he. Oti le gi ko hus ko hi gi gesa. The water ahan ko hi gi. Ni ka ni yo cha ne to chali he le gisko. Ahan ogi ste liski. Ida tan tesken nit staan ne an ani chalagi ane ahanan tuni luche le yuji gesa ahanan go wel tuni no welane ni ka tu savu yunal stokti gesa skene used to dante ko higi gesa he stelis gestuin ni ka tu ani chale savu nun at stokti una unan higis tu ni lumstane Natani steliske ka de sistine und dentes anitalek lenika tu ya. Misschien al si steliske este. Nana uniga we you gese. Te steliske is dan teske. Nu dat staan he anitalek ya ne. Ahane tale you nat stokti ka dun tuli. Te steliske is ana aan dan teske. Die gaat staan niet aan. Skinna skisteli skeste nigoila. Askina na sku aniovski. Atle te wane to. Ahan yorlige se tanasliha wane to. Us skinna odito yo he skisteli skestu te skisteli skestalo those the wane to. En skinna to tanigis. Ole skisteli skeste ostevogi lutti. En na Oh, great Spirit, thank you for the beautiful day. Thank you for all those who have come to help the Cherokee celebrate the holiday in recognition of the Constitution that brought the Cherokee people together so many years ago. We ask that you be with us this day and the days to come and give guidance to those who lead us and soften the hearts of those who are dividing us so that we may serve those that are in need and continue to work with them. We ask that you provide a guiding hand and protection for all our loved ones serving in our armed forces overseas and those working in the far-off lands. Direct and provide us with the means to help those that have been made homeless and others in need, and fellow Americans affected by the hurricane in the south. And be with all of us and all our visitors who are here today as they return to their homes. Give them protection so they may arrive safely, and that we once again in a year's time will meet again under the shade of these trees in this historic grounds that we are standing on. We will give you thanks, and we will always ask for your assistance and to guide us in the direction that we should all go. With that, I thank you, and amen.
Thank you, Chief. Osio. Today, Cherokees from within and beyond our nation's boundaries have returned to this historic Capitol grounds to receive the Principal Chief's State of the Nation address. We gather with our chiefs, our tribal council, the justices of our courts. We gather with our families, with our clans, and our many friends who will share the shade of these ancient oaks on sovereign ground to honor our patriots, our statesmen, our living treasures, and to once again rekindle our social fires with the blessing of a common heritage, culture, language, and traditions. We stand here today upon the shoulders of our ancestors who endured the Trail of Tears and brought us to this place we call home. I am Jay Hanna of Adair County, a citizen of the Cherokee Nation, and it is my honor to officiate today's proceedings. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce United States Congressman Dan Boren of Oklahoma's 2nd Congressional District for special remarks. Remember, you started out as a teller.
Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you very much, Jay. I am going to be leaving here a little bit early. My wife Andrea and I are going to be leaving to go to Camp Gruber. We are going to be joined by 2,000 evacuees that have left the ravaged land in New Orleans and parts of Mississippi, and they're coming here to Oklahoma. I want to say a special thank you to all of our people. We have reached out. We have given water and food. Andrea and I were driving to Hugo the other day. We saw 30 OG&E trucks driving towards the hurricane damage. We really appreciate your thoughts and prayers at this time. There are a lot of families that need them. I want to thank Chief Chad Smith. I want to thank Deputy Chief Joe Grayson for their invitation and for allowing us to be here today. I would also like to thank all the Cherokee people that are here with us today. To our visitors, I want to welcome you to Eastern Oklahoma. This is the heart of Native America. As most Oklahomans well know, the Cherokee Nation is an indispensable part of not only the state's history, but also its present and future. We are extremely proud of our Native American heritage, and events like this are an important part of keeping that heritage and moving it forward. I found this year's theme, Celebrating the Great Sequoia, very fitting because it celebrates the spirit of independence and strength of character that embodies this Cherokee Nation. This is the tribe of Sequoia, a man without formal education, who, out of a desire to preserve and expand the Cherokee language and a way of life, designed the Cherokee syllabary. Its uses cross the spectrum of religion and politics and daily living, all of which contributed to preserving the Cherokee way of life. Recognizing this importance, its contribution not only to the Cherokee, but all Oklahomans, the state chose to put the statue of Sequoia in our nation's capital. Each state in the Union gets to put 2 statues in the U.S. Capitol, which I pass through every day when I'm leaving the chamber. There's also a well-known Cherokee statue there, Will Rogers. The Cherokee Nation stands today as a shining example of strong self-governance and continues to build upon its successful and innovative history. The nation has done an amazing job of working to meet the needs of its tribal members. Especially notable is the unwavering commitment to education and to health care. The effect goes beyond members of the Cherokee Nation. The tribe has an impact on all members of the surrounding communities through local partnerships and job creation. It is also important that we look beyond jobs and the economy, and we do all we can to preserve and promote our cultural heritage. Strong culture equals strong communities, and that's what makes this event so important today. Again, it's an honor to be here to share with you this moment. Andrea and I send our best. Thank you very much, Chief, Deputy Chief. Welcome to Eastern Oklahoma. Thank you.
Behind every good congressman is an even better wife. Andrea Bourne, right there, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being with us today. It's my pleasure to call to the speaker's stand the Deputy Principal Chief of the Cherokee Nation, Joe Grayson, Jr.
Before I get started, I would like to introduce my family. My wife, Gwen. My son, Joe III, and his family. I'm not sure where they are, but they're out there someplace. My daughter, Mary Charlotte. My son, Stuart, and his fiancée, Shayla Bunch. Osion Jalagi, Toheja, Ayadidanas Dihanisk. Hello and how are you? I'm Deputy Principal Chief Joe Grayson Jr. And I can't tell you how happy I am today to see all these Cherokees in Tahlequah. And friends of Cherokees here today. Welcome to the Cherokee National Holiday. This is our time to enjoy family and to appreciate our traditional arts and competitions. This year we have added the excitement of stickball, and we're playing the Choctaws. Yeah. Woo. Yeah. And if you believe in us, give us a yell out there. Yeah. I encourage all of you to go to the stickball game tonight because the Chiefs going to play. I may have to eat those words about defeating the Choctaws tonight. Chad said he was going to play, so I volunteered to be the water boy. But we also have a contest, a blowgun contest, cornstalk shoot, chunky ball, and traditional food, which we all like. You can see by looking at me, I like traditional foods quite a bit. And we honor our friends from the other tribes. We have our traditional powwow tonight, so you're all invited to that. Don't miss the Cherokee artists' work at the Heritage Center and also out of the complex and the ballroom. They have some good exhibits. We have some very good artists in the Cherokee Nation. The holiday theme is the great state of Sequoia. It's a fitting tribute to the commitment of the tribal leaders of that time. The early Cherokee leaders wanted to protect and ensure our tribal connection. The State of Sequoia Commission will be presenting historical facts on the work done by the 5 tribes to establish eastern Oklahoma as an Indian state. And we carry that on today. The conference is Sunday and Monday, and you're all invited. It will be held at the Catoosa Casino. We owe much to the ones that came before us. We Cherokees here today represent the outermost band of Cherokee circles. By being who we are, by blood, we can reach across time and join with the old ones at the beginning. Speak. We can have that connection with the ancient ones. They are here with us today, and they are giving us guidance still. But we must be of a peaceful, good mind to receive their guidance. There are a few who would invade our blood connection and destroy our solidarity, but they are without the strength of a united Cherokee people. Our strength as one people, united, is our fortress against all adversaries. It is my custom when I speak to Cherokees to ask for remembrance of our warriors. Our tribe has been blessed with many courageous warriors. And remember today those soldiers who fought for us, sometimes against very great odds, standing strong on battlefields and in the courtrooms and in the classrooms, teaching our true history. We pray that the war will end soon, that all of our warriors will return home. Today we can be proud of a strong, united people, and our government is stable, progressive, our children are well cared for, and our families are prospering, and we honor our elders. I want to take a moment to express our appreciation to Chief Smith, the council, for the Cherokee Nation employees and volunteers who have helped make this holiday possible. They have put in many long hours making sure that we have a good holiday to enjoy, and they gave freely with their time, and they were glad to do it. And I want to thank the volunteers and employees of Cherokee Nation for this. And personally, I want to thank my family for their support. They have supported me all through this, and everything I do, my family is there with me. There is not a better place on earth today than to be in Tahlequah, Oklahoma, in the heart of the Cherokee Nation. And among our fellow Cherokees, welcome everyone, and have a very good time. Thank you.
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce the members of the Cherokee Nation Tribal Council. As I call your name, please stand. From District 1, Bill John Baker. Also of District 1, Audra Smoke Connor. District 2, Joe Crittenden. Also of District 2, Jackie Bob Martin. District 3, David W. Thornton Sr. Also of District 3, Phyllis Yargi. District 4, Don Garvin. From District 5, Linda O'Leary. Also of District 5, Melvina Shotpouch. District 6, Meredith Fraley. Also of District 6, Johnny Keener. District 7, Kara Cowan. District 8, Buell Anglin. Also of District 8, William Bill Johnson. And from District 9, Charles Chuck Hoskin. Today we also have with us our judicial branch justices of the Cherokee Nation. The Cherokee Nation Judicial Appeals Tribunal, Chief Justice Darrell Dowdy. Justice Darrell Matlock. Justice Stacy Leeds. And serving our district courts, Judge C. Bart Fite and Associate Judge John T. Cripps. Many special guests have joined us here on our Capitol Square today. Ladies and gentlemen, State Representative John Offit is with us today. State Representative Mike Brown. State of Oklahoma Senator Earl Garrison. State of Oklahoma Senator Judy Eason McIntyre. Jill Doherty from United States Congressman Tom Cole's office. Casey Sixkiller from the Honorable Patty Murray's office, United States Senate. Eve Boss, Project Officer and Tribal Liaison for the Environmental Protection Agency. Dorothy Dupree from AI and AN Programs. Jay Vargas from the United States Department of Veterans Affairs. And ladies and gentlemen, I would take a personal note on the introduction of Mr. Vargas. He is a former United States Marine, and he served with the 4th Marine Division at the Battle of Dai Do in Vietnam in 1968, where he fought for this country and he received the National Medal of Honor. Ladies and gentlemen, Jay Vargas is with us today. Jay shared with me earlier he's also the winner of a Silver Star and 4 Purple Hearts in that engagement, and he is a living testament that the VA can stitch them back together. Jay, thank you very much, sir. Thank you. John Davis with the United States Department of Agriculture. J.T. Petrick from the National Indian Health Board. Denise Exendine from the Urban Indian Health Program. And a bit later on in today's agenda, we will be introducing the royalty of the Cherokee Nation. But I would like to take this opportunity to point out little Mr. Cherokee, Zach Smith, who is with us this morning. Zach? And ladies and gentlemen, the director of the Bureau of Indian Affairs, not simply because he is the director of the Bureau of Indian Affairs, because he is Cherokee, and because he is our good friend and our servant, Pat Ragsdale. Pat? And Pat, it's good to see that you're guarded by the High Marshal there today. Yeah. Marshal, thank you. Thank you very much. Remember, I'm on your side today. Well, there are a number of other individuals throughout this audience that are joining us here on this ancient square. And one of them has just arrived. Ladies and gentlemen, former Principal Chief of the Cherokee Nation, Wilma Mankiller. Also joining us today, former Principal Chief of the Cherokee Nation, Ross Swimmer. And the Lieutenant Governor of the absentee Shawnee tribes, Scott Miller. The Chief of the Alabama Cosarto tribe, Chief Yarji. And while tribal officials from the Eastern Band were unable to join us today, they have sent their royalty to represent our cousins in the East. Little Miss Cherokee from the Eastern Band, Harry Arizona Wildcat. Junior Miss Cherokee, Kennedy Hornbuckle. And Miss Cherokee of the Eastern Band, Irma Arkansas. Senior Miss Cherokee, Judith Welch. I'd also like to introduce Indian Health Services Director, Dr. Graham of the Cherokee Complex. Thank you for being here with us. Grammy? Graham, that's what I said, Chief. Your hearing will need to be better if you're going to play stickball later today, because we will be yelling itchy tongue. Bobby, would that be the correct phrase? Throw it here. That, and the Chief will be no doubt saying, "Gaga." I am going. Senator Jim Wilson is here with us today. Jim, where are you? Right over there, Jim. Thank you for being with us. Well, we'd like to welcome all of the dignitaries that are here on our square today, as well as all of those who are watching at our tribal complex over our internet broadcast. That activity will be going on throughout this morning's ceremonies. Well, at this time, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to call back to the platform once again the Cherokee National Youth Choir under the direction of Mary Kay Henderson. Mary Kay reminds me that Kathy Sierra is also assisting with our National Choir today. A round of applause for their tireless work, ladies and gentlemen, in bringing these beautiful voices to our people. You're not tireless, just tired, okay. the Cherokee National Youth Choir, joined today by the Jay Choir from Jay, Oklahoma. The Cherokee Nation is honored today by special gifts from Oklahoma's cultural treasure, an artist of international recognition. His paintings of documentary portraits of great Oklahomans adorn our state's capital in Oklahoma City. It is his painting of the great Cherokee sequoia that you see here on the stage today and is featured in this year's Cherokee holiday theme. He is the renowned Oklahoma Hall of Fame artist, Charles Banks Wilson.
I want to say something. My daughter was not the Cherokee, what did I say, person of honor, but she was Miss Indian Oklahoma.
Chief, I'm about to bring you in. Thank you, Mr. Wilson, for being with us today, for this beautiful gift, and for your lifetime gift of art to the Cherokee people and to all Oklahomans. It is at this time, ladies and gentlemen, that we call upon our principal chief, Chad Corntassel Smith, to inform us of the state of the Cherokee Nation. Ladies and gentlemen, Jalagi Ugawiyuhi, the Cherokee Chief, Chad Corntassel Smith.
Thank you very much. I'd like to first recognize my family and my child bride, Bobby Gale Smith, and my mother, Pauline Smith. I think we're competing with the 11 o'clock kickoff of the OU game. So I've been told to be brief and be over by halftime. But on a serious note, we do have 2,000 evacuees coming into Camp Gruber. And we are encouraged to coordinate our efforts of assistance through the Red Cross. Our staff is mobilized, talked to Camp Gruber and to others how we can assist. Our doctors, our medical staff have told us and the Red Cross, put us on call. We'll be there in the middle of the night. As we sit here now, 2 semi-trucks are headed toward Mississippi Choctaws, one loaded with water, one with food from the Cherokee Nation, escorted by our Marshal Service. In my first inauguration, Benny Smith admonished me to be a student of the Cherokee people and of the Cherokee government and of the Cherokee Nation, and I have been that. So this gives me the opportunity to share with what I have learned in this last year and the accomplishments of the tribe. We have many accomplishments, and in your package you have a video and a report to the people that detail and provide the specifics that I do not have time to share with you today. But today is the celebration of the signing of our Constitution in 1839. It is the highest patriotic day of the Cherokee Nation, 166 years ago. 68 years before there ever was a state of Oklahoma. And we celebrate that in front of our majestic National Capitol building. Former Cherokee Nation Marshal Mike Dawes was working in Iraq as an international police liaison and died just a few days ago while protecting the Iraqi people. In addition to serving as a Cherokee Nation Marshal, Mike served in Kosovo as a United States peacekeeper and was a Vietnam veteran, serving with the elite 82nd Airborne Division. He, in fact, defended this very courthouse 8 years ago from an illegal takeover. He devoted his entire life to protecting people. And I went to his funeral just a few days ago, and afterward there was a great service commemorating his life and contribution. And outside, somebody from the press asked me, well, what's so significant about Mike? And all of a sudden, it just hit me. It was very clear. He got it. He got it. So today I will ask you over and over, do we get it? And it, as we'll find from the later text, is doing something for someone else, not grabbing all you can for yourself. It is patriotism, Gadu Gi, and our great legacy. There are many lessons in the past that we should never forget. They're easily forgotten, and we often have to remind ourselves from time to time. But if we remember these lessons from the past, we shall never be doomed to repeat those mistakes. One of the episodes worth retelling will be retold this Sunday afternoon and Monday with our academic conference on the state of Sequoia. If we recall, in 1898, against our wills, Congress passed the Curtis Act, which destined us to allot our land and was an effort to dissolve our government. In preparation for that impending doom, the leaders of the 5 tribes came together in 1905. And to live upon promises made as early as 1866 to have a regional government in Indian Territory, those tribal leaders came together in Muskogee 100 years ago and held a conference, a convention, a constitutional convention, in which they molded together a constitution for a new state, an all-Indian state from Indian Territory, the great state of Sequoia. They prepared a resolution, they elected officers, they adopted a seal, and they presented that to the United States Congress, and Congress declined. Subsequently, Indian Territory and Oklahoma Territory were combined to create the state of Oklahoma. Fortunately for us at the Cherokee Nation and the other 5 tribes, that impending doom of extinction never came, because in the Act of 1906, Section 28, one that we should always recite and remember, the Cherokee Nation was continued in full force and effect. But we must remember those lessons from 100 years ago. The gallant effort to preserve our government, the political intelligence and finesse of our ancestors. But let me share with you now the progress of the Cherokee Nation, organized by our 3 initiatives: language, jobs, and community. Language, think in Cherokee. We now have a 4-year, the first one in the United States, a 4-year degree at Northeastern to teach Cherokees to teach Cherokee. We have, in its inaugural year, we have 40-something Cherokees that have enrolled. To revive our language, we have language classes to our employees and to our communities. We have 3,500 people who have graduated from Dr. Julius Coates' history class. Amen. Our Cherokee National Youth Choir succeeded beyond my wildest dreams. In the last year, they have asked me to perform at Mount Rushmore for the President of the United States in the White House, for Oklahoma representatives in our state capitol, And just released today, this week, is their new CD, Cherokee Sunday Morning. From all over the country and all over the world, Cherokee is being learned through our interactive and online classes on the Cherokee Nation website, www.cherokee.org. It has been well received by our audiences, and classes fill up quickly, and class registration begins this Tuesday. We have just now published and are distributing to our churches first a Cherokee hymnal that teaches us to not only sing in Cherokee but to understand and speak Cherokee. And our pride, our immersion school, now having 60 children engaged. One of our staff tells me the story of just weeks ago. They went into the class and observed the children, and there was a 3- and 4-year-old boy arguing with another 3- and 4-year-old girl, which is pretty common. And they were arguing over who was older, which is pretty common. But the thing that was telling, and it struck the heartstrings of the staff person, was they weren't arguing in Cherokee. Now, they weren't arguing in English. They were arguing in Cherokee. Let me go on to our next initiative, jobs. Helping people to help themselves. The Cherokee Nation now employs more than 6,000 people. We're one of the largest employers in northeastern Oklahoma. Our dependency on the federal dollar in the last 6 years has decreased by 13%. We are diversifying our businesses, which gives us more job opportunities for our people in the communities. It gives us the means to support ourselves and our children. The last initiative, partnering with communities. We're working with neighborhood towns and counties. We're building and improving hundreds of miles of roads and a number of bridges within the boundaries of the Cherokee Nation. Our Marshal Service is now cross-deputized with 20 other law enforcement agencies. We gave the public schools from our car tag revenues $2.2 million this year. We have 2,100 Cherokee students in higher education scholarships, and we are working in 123 Cherokee communities. We've built more than a dozen community buildings in the last year, and we encourage our Cherokee citizens to get back to our traditional ways of working together. God do gi. Let me tell you a story. Just 2 days ago, we set up at Elm Grove near Arkansas, up on a hill. 4 families were helping each other build their own houses. And Cindy Soap was sitting there telling us about it. She says, you know, I don't understand what people don't understand. They ask us, why do you want to work on your own house? Why do you want to work on the house of somebody else? Why does somebody else want to come and help you work on your house? And she began to talk. She says, some of these people want something for nothing. But when we work at our own house, it creates value. When we work in somebody else's house, it creates value, and it makes them our neighbor. And when they come to our house to work, it makes us a community. And the reason we can do those things is the support of our council. Last year, they passed a law that required community participation or self-help in every one of our programs. Let's give them a round of applause. Frances Pritchett is on the videotape that's in your packet, or video State of the Nation. Would ask you to keep her in your thoughts and prayers. She has extremely bad health. But if she's one of those, it was just a year ago in Adair County at Rock Fence, that community of 30 Cherokees built 2.2 miles of water line, and nobody got paid for it. That is community. And we have these success stories because now we have a vision, and that vision is a simple one. 100 years ago, you've heard this story, and I want to repeat it. 100 years ago, U.S. Senator Dawes came to these grounds. He held an examination. He found there was not a pauper in the whole Cherokee Nation. Every family owned its own home. The tribe owed not a dollar. He went on to say, of course, the fallacy of our system was because we held our land in communal status instead of individual, that we would make no greater progress because there's no incentive to make our home any better than that of our neighbor. There was no selfishness, which was at the bottom of civilization. That is what we had 100 years ago, a strong tribal government, enriching cultural identity, economic self-reliance. And that is our vision for 100 years from now. It boils down to those three initiatives: language, jobs, and community. And jobs are the key. We can help 8 families with the same amount of money to get a job that we could spend to help one family with social services. We want to help people to help themselves. That's why we reinvest and diversify our businesses. The federal government will not be our friend forever. And in fact, if you watch the pendulum of history swing, it's swinging against us. This means for every dollar we take out of our business in dividends to help one family in social service means we cannot help another 8 families to support themselves. So the formula is very simple. And that formula came from Chief Martin, who is under siege from Hurricane Katrina today. His formula is one that we can adopt easily. We need to keep our people home through jobs so they can use the language and keep the culture alive so we can keep people home. It's a cyclical formula. And the success of this formula, the success of the vision, the success of these initiatives is very simple. That we will each enjoy to the fullest each moment that the Creator has generously given to us. Now let me talk about and pause and share some stories about those folks who get it and those who don't. A man called the Cherokee Nation Complex a couple months ago, and he wanted to know what benefits that his future-to-be wife would get if she got her card. He wanted to know all of her benefits, housing and education and such. He wanted to know if she was going to get some casino money before he married her. A couple of weeks ago, we were working on the concession stand at the ball field, the community ball field at the complex. And Curtis Snell and his brother Jerry Snell brought their crew, and they were donating their time helping put the concession stand up, and I had the opportunity to work on top of it with them. And he told about a story that one of his Cherokee community members was having a conversation, and Jerry and Curtis said, well, you want to come? We're going to go work on this community project. And this guy said, well, what's in it for me? Do I get donated foods? Do I get general assistance quicker? And Curtis said, well, I don't think so. And the guy said, the Cherokee guy said, well, I don't think I'll go. There's nothing in it for me. Curtis and Jerry got it. This guy did not. And we get those stories every day that people think that we're a social service agency and want to know what they get for free. But we need to remind ourselves, really, what is the Cherokee Nation? We're a government that pre-existed the United States by 70 years in the world community and pre-existed the state of Oklahoma and our constitutional model by 70 years. So how do you respond to comments like this? We are a government, we are a community of communities, and we are a family of families. And to take is not the Cherokee way, to give back is. And I'm not referring to those people who can't help themselves, because we want to be the first to help our elderly and handicapped. I'm referring to those folks who really care very little about the Cherokee Nation and its people, and only interested in themselves and what they can get for free. Our ancestors were punished on the Trail of Tears for their citizenship. And just decades ago, Oklahoma Indians were treated as second-class citizens. The junior Miss Cherokee candidate, Felicia Jones, was talking about the Trail of Tears, and she said this is very poignant. The young people of our tribe really don't understand what our ancestors went through. I know most of you are thinking that the government owes something to us, but you know, they don't. They owe our ancestors something, and so do we. We owe our ancestors everything because without them we would not have our own government system, our own schools, even our own language. Felicia Jones got it. Okay. And as Redbird Smith said 100 years ago, it is this pride in ancestry that make men and strong and loyal for their principle in life. It is this same pride that makes men give up their all for their government. Now I ask the question again. Do we get it? It is of the highest importance. During this last year, we have witnessed a number of Cherokee patriots who have selfishly served our national government and the Cherokee Nation. Mike Dawes got it. A few months ago, Julian Fight was our general counsel when he died of a heart condition at the age of 60 during an Indian Sovereignty Conference. Unknown to us, but known to him, was he was facing death. But he continued undaunted with the work of the Cherokee Nation. Julian got it. And so did the other Cherokee citizens who have died in the service of the country and our Cherokee Nation since 9/11. Weeks ago, Sergeant Arnold Duplantier II died in Iraq, defending the United States and the Cherokee Nation. Brian Moss, U.S. Petty Officer, died at the Pentagon in 9/11. Kyle Brindley, 120th Battalion of the Oklahoma National Guard, died in Iraq. Fern Holland, civilian promoting women's and civil rights with the Coalition Provisional Authority, died in Iraq. Caleb Powers, Lance Corporal, Marine Division, died in Iraq. Each one of them got it. There are others, like Dennis Hanna, Jay Hanna's father, who passed away several weeks, a decorated World War II veteran, and represents the many now honored at our Veterans Memorial at the complex. They got it. Brooke Simtek, another Miss Cherokee candidate, said in her platform, she said, "Don't ask what the Cherokee Nation can do for you. What can you do for the Cherokee Nation?" That's the real meaning of Gadugi. She got it. Some people don't ever get it. Some people live their entire lives and never get it. It is the Cherokee beliefs of patriotism, Gadugi, and legacy that is it. It is doing for something else for someone else and not grabbing all you can for yourself. We have lost 6 of our citizens since 9/11 in defending the United States. And when we hear the passing of these great Cherokee patriots, things are put into focus of what is important and what is not. It is important that we follow their lead, these patriots who unselfishly gave their all to their government. It's not important to see what we can get from the Cherokee Nation for free. We should be thankful to be guided by our patriotism, which we can give back to our government, by Gadugi, to give back to our community and our legacy, to give back to our family. In closing, you've heard me say many times we have a decision to make. Do we pass on this great Cherokee legacy? And that legacy is, from timeless episode after episode, we face adversity, survive, adapt, prosper, and excel. We face adversity, survive, adapt, prosper, and excel. And we have the decision today and in the future whether to pass that great legacy on or to allow it to lapse. And of course, if we allow it to lapse, you can go to the public library, get a book of Oklahoma history, turn to page 42, and footnote number 3 will say, "There once was a great Cherokee Nation, but it is no more." We even memorialize the knowledge of this decision on the back row of steps at the Walking History on Water Street. And there's a plaque there laid in 2003 that acknowledged that we knew we had that decision to make. In 20 years, our children and grandchildren will go to that spot, and they will know that we knew we had that decision to make, and they will judge us on what decision we made and how well we executed it. So, I'll ask a last time, do we get it? When we get it, our children will think and speak Cherokee. When we get it, we will work with our people in the communities to practice Gadugi, to come together and build a softball field or a community building, a fellowship hall, something that makes our community better. We get it when we treat our fellow Cherokees with respect and honor. We get it most of all in days like today when we remember great Cherokee patriots like Sequoyah, like Julian Fight, Arnold Duplantier, Mike Dawes, and others who showed us that there are more important things in life than ourselves. Wadon.
Our Principal Chief, Chadwick Horntassel Smith. Thank you, Chief. Well, I call to the stage, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Cherokee of 2004-2005, Miss Ashley Shadowan. Ashley? This last week, ladies and gentlemen, was the Miss Cherokee Leadership Competition for 2005. The role of Miss Cherokee is to represent the Cherokee Nation as a goodwill ambassador and to serve as a messenger to promote the government, our history, language, and the culture of the Cherokee people. I had the honor of emceeing last week's competition among these young women from throughout the Cherokee Nation, and I can tell you it was no easy contest. These young ladies provided a platform of a message of which they would take out into our communities if they were to be selected. They answered questions from the judges, some of which I think may have been a challenge for even our tribal council. I won't bring those up here today. But at this time, I would like to call all of our contestants up in the order of which they appeared, and then we will be crowning the new Miss Cherokee. Contestant number 1 from Stillwell, Ashley Thirsty. Ashley? Okay. Contestant number 2 from Veneta, Cassie Snell. Contestant number 3 from Stillwell, Lori Miller. Contestant number 4, LaShawna Fields from Marble City. Contestant number 5 from Kenwood, Ashley Proctor. And contestant number 6, Jessica Quintka from Tulsa, Oklahoma. First Lady of the Cherokee Nation, ladies and gentlemen, Bobby Gale Smith, please join us here. Chief, please join us. I'd also ask to join us on the stage today, Miss Indian, Oklahoma, Tana Takeshorse. The competition was keen. And ladies and gentlemen, these are the results of that competition. Second runner-up and a $1,000 scholarship from Tulsa, Jessica Quintka. First runner-up and with a $2,000 scholarship from Stillwell, Lori Miller. But it was a young woman from Marble City who was named not only as Miss Congeniality, but was named Miss Cherokee, LaShawna Fields, Miss Cherokee 2005-2006. Ladies and gentlemen, our leadership.
Junasatin Golgesin Adudoin, Neladu Adatianskin, Alen, Getayostin Adanelain. Hello, my name is LaShawna Fields, and it's really a great honor to be here, and I hope I serve you all well and represent you all really well. And I welcome you to the 53rd Annual Cherokee National Holiday. Wado.
Well done, ladies. Thank you so much. And Ashley, once again, Miss Shadowan, thank you so much for your service to the Cherokee people over this past year. We wish you best of luck at OU. Each year at these proceedings, there are honors to be bestowed upon those who have given service to the Cherokee people. The 2005 Cherokee National Living Treasure Award is one of those honors. The National Living Treasure Award officially recognizes Cherokee men and women artists who have exceptional skill and knowledge of traditional Cherokee art or craft. We honor these master craftspersons and give thanks to them today for their commitment to education and cultural preservation. The 2005 Living Treasure Award recipient is Jane Hitchcock Oste for traditional pottery. Jane graduated from Northeastern State University with a Bachelor's of Arts and Fine Arts magna cum laude in 1989. That same year, she began studying traditional Cherokee pottery with Cherokee National Living Treasure Ann Mitchell, who taught her the basics of coil building and wood firing. Since 1991, Jane has been making traditional Southeastern-inspired pottery. Her pottery is coil-built and incised with ancient Southeastern motifs. Currently, Jane is teaching traditional pottery classes at the studio in Tahlequah, as well as teaching classes at Northeastern State University and other locations. Jane instructs and shares her knowledge of the process of native clays, history of pottery, making and fiery methods with her students. Jane has inspired a new generation of Cherokee potters, and she is this year's National Living Treasure. The Cherokee National Community Leadership Awards, in recognition of the Cherokee Nation communities who have shown the spirit of Gaduyi, working together to make their community a better place. The 2005 Community Leadership Award recipients are Rock Fence Community Organization, Trail of Tears District, George Bunch, Francis Pritchett. Our second community organization is the Gadugi Project, Three Rivers District, Clifton Carter. The Kuyiya Baptist Church, Mays District, William Kingfisher and Andy Wolf. The Telholt Community Organization, Cherokee District, Jeremy Marshall, Johnny Studi. In the J. Summer Sports Association, Delaware District, Alvina Graham and Joe Graham. Melanie, thank you so much, and thank you for being with us here today. Ladies and gentlemen, these are our citizens who work to build a better Cherokee nation. Thank you all. Thank you. The Cherokee National Statesmanship Award is presented in recognition of a great Cherokee patriot and an outstanding Cherokee public servant who at all times acts with respect, dignity, and graciousness toward fellow Cherokees. The 2005 Cherokee National Statesmanship Award is posthumously bestowed upon a man who was a scholar, an athlete, counselor, diplomat, and warrior, a practical philosopher and champion of human rights, and a dedicated servant and patriot of the Cherokee Nation and the state of Oklahoma, as well as the United States. The 2005 Cherokee National Statesmanship Award is presented to Julian K. Fight. We will call upon his wife, Jennifer, to accept this award, along with the gratitude of the Cherokee people. The Cherokee National Medal of Patriotism is awarded in posthumous recognition of those who have given their lives in the service of the Cherokee Nation and our ally, the United States of America, defending and promoting freedom and liberty for Cherokees and indeed for all of humanity. Today, the Cherokee Nation remembers and honors Mike Dawes of Stillwell, who gave his life in the service of his country on August 23, 2005, in Baghaba province of Iraq while serving as an international police liaison officer. Mike Dawes served with the 82nd Airborne in Vietnam, and he served for 16 years in law enforcement. He completed 2 civilian police missions in Kosovo and was a dedicated marshal of the Cherokee Nation. With the deepest respect, we present the Cherokee National Patriotism Medal to Mike Dawes' family on behalf of a grateful nation. Ladies and gentlemen, Deethra Dawes comes forward and accepts this medal. A second recipient of the 2005 Cherokee National Medal of Patriotism. Today, this second Medal of Patriotism is awarded in honor and tribute to another hero, United States Army Sergeant Arnold Dumponte II, who gave his life for his country at the age of 26 on June 22, 2005 in Baghdad, Iraq. Sergeant Duplantier was assigned to the Army National Guard's 1st Battalion of the 184th Infantry Regiment in Auburn, New York. His battalion is part of the 29th Separate Infantry Brigade. To his wife, Tanya, and their little girl, the people of the Cherokee Nation extend their deepest sympathy. He was an outstanding soldier and an honorable man and a citizen of the Cherokee Nation. Jim Ketcher, Arnold's grandfather, is here today to accept the Cherokee National Medal of Patriotism in tribute to a Cherokee Nation citizen and a grateful servant of the Cherokee people. Ladies and gentlemen, I call upon Benny Smith to bring us our closing prayer.
Let us, if y'all would step down. Thank you so much. we have one other award, Cherokee Nation Volunteer Service Award, in recognition of D.J. Hanna. In appreciation and acknowledgement of outstanding voluntary service to the Cherokee Nation as a master of ceremony on formal occasions of state, we want to acknowledge our MC's contributions, J. Hanna. Jay.
Not on good. Not on good. Chief, my cousins are pleased here today. Wado, you were very kind. Thank you so much. Benny Smith, as you have done on so many occasions, come and uplift our hearts today.
Izodu, huh? Klagawa, Eslawa, a leto, need a doggy on these go you die, huh? Little, Dinedo, huh? Go who's uyo, do you stay? Ani no, ani go wati. Unole, ulo sonozik, amayus na. New Orleans. Ale Biloxi. I say no. New word. Do dagi lustanela. In English, said they're having hard times down Biloxi and down New Orleans. But today, we're going to reach back in time. And we're going to work medicine. And our connections to our heritage. If we don't share some of these things, as well as language, are forgotten, and we really don't even know what was the basis of some of the things that people did. So right now, I want you to put up your fan. Give up that pleasure of putting the fan. And I want you to bring your hands up and towards the sun. Do not touch your hand, your fingers. Utlo yoko hus isat niste ge hesti. I got did. And keep your hands in that way. Now, Sadan togi na ahud with nugi. Has she just sent this casting? This old yan hasting. You just sent this casting. Do not push your hand. Stay with me. Don't give up. Don't put down. I told you we were working medicine. You can feel. Go hust, uga navo used is at nicht on the go stop. Na yes. The doctor. Na uno le hit ni the scarcity. So last I want. Hello one used clag the disc. Nu not start a little, the DNA, no le, loso. He end not a Turk, does a land. He dearly that they also, or the skis go sour. We dance around in unison. We take the right steps. We take the same steps every time it stops and dance around the sacred fire. And momentarily, I'm going to ask you to stand up, but you're going to make this rotation. And you're going to heave that ball of energy you have captured from your heart
toward those people in New Orleans, in Biloxi. I have heard all morning mention of let's pray, let's send something down there. Believe it or not, ancient times, our people did this. Metaphysically, you take your energy and you send it down. Is the land no gone? Stand up. Very meaningful with one strong thrust of your body, just like you're doing a hammer throw. Twirl, don't hit anybody in the chin. And come and turn and turn and turn and toss that. On the good land, uski just no word as in no song. Don't ever think it's not going to get there. If you do, you don't get it. You don't get it. Just a little history. No. It's a land of Amai Edastot. The Gado Liston, Idado Liston. Come. They got little good deals of nads, eh? Uhuud Lloyd deals of nads, eh? Udeli good deals of nads, eh? So gone the wood deals of nads, eh? Elo tea. The color good deal. A you, Uwoorde gets you one. As a new sea dust, unetla news ele. You Lloyd did, Sahkoni, to you, Canada. As a new sea dust. Would they lay good is the lawn to you, a darware as a new sea dust. Jogana would deal a good nugget to you, what hit our lawn, Utanada, as in no sea dust. New water, unat canada, unole, ama, azila, Elohim God, good, the guhilo, skahesti, doki yellow. Dogadanta, Dogadantogi, Dogadawe said here, Nika, the one, needs to la honey the Turk, new water used to an illustan ellie dollar. On net again, huh? Amen song on disco, you darling, huh? Trail song, you guess, huh? The conclusion of our ritual this morning, sometimes they call it a trail song or they call it an amen song. It's been taught in various ways to people throughout my life. But at the end of this, when I finish this little chant of the amen song, I want you to gather up as much oxygen as you can in your body. Women, children, men, people together and make a sound. It's tohisesti. Nikad nizulaha. Uskenan dunah, luhiuzane. Igi dude, igi lisen. To recap some of our heritage and what people used to do. Some people who didn't get it failed to nourish their spirituality. Down through the years, we have failed to keep nourishing our spirituality. Few here and few there. I'm reminded of a story that just was created this last week. Every morning I get up. Ugisisko, nuwoto tisko. So ligut, sanale, the kalugo di ugali esko. And I do that, and I told a little white lie to my wife, and I'm just going to admit it right now. I said, and she was asking me, said, have you planned what you're going to do, what you're going to say at that, State of the Nation address? I told a little white lie. I said, yeah, I have. I had written down what I thought might be appropriate to cover down here. I wrote it out, Cherokee, English, and I wrote it in slang and in crash talk in Cherokee even. And I said, it's now. There's not a blueprint about how we get it. There isn't a blueprint. It's something that is ready within you that's go into action when it's time. And there's a lot of time today. And so I'll sing my Amen song, and what are everybody going to do when I finish? Da-dee tohi sa. We're going to hoop. We're going to act like white people. No, in essence, we're really going to act like our ancestors, because when they finished their blessing, their ritual, they sounded out throughout the canyons in the hills. I want people across the Arkansas River to hear you. I want people this way to hear you. I want our messengers to hear us from all directions. You ready? We-yo, ya, we-ya, ya, we-yo, ha. Wado.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the retirement of our nation's colors by the Cherokee National Color Guard. Color Guard!
Right, hey! Present, hump! Order, hump! Drink cover. Left, hey! Forward, hump! About half left. Hump!
Ladies and gentlemen, these proceedings are closed. Thank you.